The pioneer of survival horror genre, Shinji Mikami, returns, and not unexpectedly, fan expectation is through the roof. The survival horror genre hasn't quite been what it used to be, and fans are hoping this is the definitive return to form that they've been waiting for. But the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and with such a pedigree and the myriad of fans' hopes and dreams in the balance, it's looking to be quite the colossus upon the precipice of potential failure. We're going to count down the good and the bad and find out if the evil within this package is the terrifying creatures lurking around every corner or the weight of its own ego, which runs its hype machine.
You don't look well at all. Do take care of yourself.
Being thrown waist deep into an ever-living nightmare of creatures in precarious situations, Detective Sebastian Castellanos isn't having a good day. And if you're like most people, you're probably wondering why. The Evil Within does this part quite well, unraveling each tiny morsel of the mystery a little bit at a time. The prospect of it all making sense at the end is a good incentive to push forward. Doubled with the rewarding upgrade system makes the roughly 12-hour-long campaign difficult to put down.
I feel like I'm being pulled just looking at it.
What's that excellent sound? It's probably a horrible yet well-designed creature whose sole purpose is to terrify, as well as dazzle. That's right, I'm talking about the great art and sound design. Every detail of this world is worth noting, the grotesque and memorable creature design to the haunted hallways and vistas they reside. It's all complemented by a solid soundtrack and an array of suitably creepy noises. Truly weaves an atmosphere worth experiencing. Satisfying core gameplay. That's right, tight controls and excellent shooting mechanic ensures the minute-to-minute action is frenetic and satisfying. Rewarding strategy and ammo conservation while avoiding the pitfalls of being just straight up hard or frustrating. Felt I could tackle pretty much any situation if I approached it with the right strategy, no matter how badly the odds are stacked against me. I'm probably just splitting hairs here. Despite generally enjoying them, the boss encounters seem pretty mediocre. While the bosses themselves were well crafted and memorable, the encounters usually involved you just trapped in a small area in which you just had to avoid them while you repeat a single task. Middling voice acting, but what do you expect from the guy who brought you?
Stop it! Don't open that door!
And
It's really powerful, especially against living things.
let's not forget,
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
voice acting is of course extremely hammy and over the top. The celebrity appearances, such as Freddy Krueger and Dexter's sister, help, but doesn't quite elevate it to the highs of the other production values. It's suitable, and for the most part it works, but it's worth noting it may be immersion breaking for some people.
Whoa. Were you warning me about this?
Poor conclusion. Though it was a riveting journey, the game does build on a lot of threads and interesting plot points, and then seemingly just leaves them open by the time the credits roll, leaving a lot more questions than answers. This will probably be addressed in future DLC, but a satisfying conclusion should not be behind a paywall.
Wait a minute. It's another trap. Look.
Does it live up to those high expectations? Well, that depends. As an action game, it was a great experience. It had some really tense sequences and some memorable encounters, and it makes it really easy to recommend. The Evil Within is a great game, despite all its flaws, but for the hardcore survival horror purists, it may not be the triumphant return they were hoping for. For those longing for the days of Resident Evil 4, this is it. But for those longing for the days of Resident Evil Classic, well, maybe next time, guys. But I bet you're wondering, should I buy this game? Well, let's break it down. If you're thinking Resident Evil 4 was the highlight of this series, then you can go right ahead and buy it. You're probably going to enjoy it. If you've never played a Resident Evil game, or you're just on the fence, new to the genre, I'd say borrow it. The conservative nature of the gameplay may be hit or miss for you. You should probably play it safe on this one. If Resident Evil 1 was your favorite in the series and you feel everything past 3 was terrible, you're going to want to pass. There's not really a whole lot for you here. And that's the breakdown of The Evil Within on Point vs. Point. I'm Eddie Campo, and I don't know. I guess that's it.